I'm concerned that you're pulling people over for not doing a goddamn thing wrong.
Okay. Well,
I'm concerned that you're detaining people on the side of the road for no good goddamn reason.
Well, just
to Mr. White, the place where real encounters between law enforcement and the people unfold before your eyes. A sweltering afternoon in DeLand, Florida. Once known as a quiet small town with over 80% white American residents and a rate of non-violation traffic stops nearly 27% higher than the state average. Here, a calm but sharp driver was pulled over by police for one simple reason. Now, he pulled onto the shoulder of the road twice. No traffic violation, no suspicion of a crime, just a baseless well-being check in the middle of the street. The main character is a well-informed citizen, fully aware of his rights and unafraid to challenge authority. When the police lights flashed, he didn't flinch, he questioned, he resisted, and he exposed one of the most blatant abuses of power ever captured on camera by the Police Cam Story channel. This is a story you need to see. This is why you must know your rights. And this is why you must never stay silent when unlawfully asked to show your ID. Visit the original Police Cam Story channel to watch the full video. And don't forget, subscribe to Mr. White right now and drop a W in the comments below if you believe legal knowledge is power.
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm Officer Alonso with the DeLand Police Department.
What'd you pull me over for?
For a well-being check. That's all it is. I saw that once I got behind you, you keep turning off and then...
A well-being check, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure you're okay. You keep pulling off the road and coming back on the road and stuff, so I'm trying to see if you're having a medical emergency or anything like that, that's all.
You're pulling me over. You're stopping me from what I'm doing. Because you're concerned? Because...
Yes.
Did I commit a crime?
I said I'm just doing a well-being check on you.
Did I commit a traffic infraction?
No, I'm just doing a well-being check.
Is this what is your name?
Officer Alonso with the DeLand Police Department.
Who's the other officer?
What is it?
Who's the other officer?
Officer Amen. He's right over there. Just doing a well-being check on you, man. You keep
yeah. I'm concerned. Do you have a supervisor on duty?
I can get a supervisor.
I'd like a supervisor over here.
Give me a minute. Yeah, it is. Alright, I have a supervisor coming in.
Is this something that you guys typically engage in?
What is it?
Is this something that you guys typically engage in?
We conduct well-being checks all the time whenever a car, you know, if we see that a car is doing some type of maneuvers or anything like that.
What maneuver was it that you...
I just said that you kept pulling off and on onto the road and all.
How many times did I pull off the road?
It was a total of 2 times that you did that, so I was trying to check.
Is this the second time, the traffic stop?
No, the second time was when you pulled off into the Stetson field.
When was the first time?
The first time, it was by the potato patch, if you know where that is. That's right down there by the Dixie Lodge. I don't know if you're from the area.
Really? Is that on video?
It is, actually. My dash cam records up to a minute before anything happens.
Anything happens? So when did you start recording?
It's a minute before the
lights turned on. So I was in that Stetson lot for more than a minute.
But it's not happening under my presence. I was just doing a well-being check. The supervisor's coming. Okay, he's gonna.
Well, I mean, you're the one that pulled me over. You've got me.
Well, you requested a supervisor.
Yeah, because you've got me over here on the side of the road.
Yeah, for a well-being check. That's what it was.
So how long do you need to conduct your well-being check?
This was it, but you called the supervisor, so I'm just waiting on
because you're illegally detaining me on the side of the road, sir.
I'm just doing a well-being check. I never said you're being detained or anything.
Sir, I'm not detained. There's lights on behind me. You pulled me over to the side of the road. How am I supposed to believe that I'm not being detained?
Like I said, my supervisor's on his way. We'll go ahead and talk to my supervisor. You would have been free to go now because I see that you're doing perfectly fine, but you called for my supervisor. That's why.
I'm concerned that you're pulling people over for not doing a goddamn thing wrong.
I got you. Well, my supervisor.
I'm concerned that you're detaining people on the side of the road for no good goddamn reason.
Well, we're just doing a well-being check on you.
I'm not real concerned about your well-being checking me. You're pulling citizens over on the side of the road for their well-being. Is that what I'm to understand?
We can do that.
You can do that, huh?
Might be having a medical issue.
What kind of medical issue would somebody have pulling over on the side of the road?
Like I said, you pulled over more than once. I was trying to make sure you were okay.
I don't like to be followed by police.
Okay. It's a public roadway. I'm allowed to follow you if I wanted to.
Yep. And I guess you're allowed to illegally detain me too, huh?
I never said you were detained. I said,
sir,
well-being check.
I'm not detained. I'm not detained. What do those lights mean?
You can leave right
Okay.
now.
When an officer pulls,
Supervisor's at the light.
when an officer pulls behind you, you ruin. You see what's going on here? I'm in DeLand. I'm in DeLand. I got pulled over for a well-being check. They want to check my well-being. I got a supervisor coming here. Yeah, no, you're good, man. All right, let me get back to this. They got a supervisor coming up here. Yeah, I'm good. All right, man, be safe.
How's it going, man?
How do you think it's going? Is it Sergeant still, Sergeant Salmon?
It is.
Why are your officers pulling people over for no crime?
Okay, so he was conducting a well-being check on you. You were
Come on, man.
some concerning
behaviors, like pulling to the side of the road safely in a safe manner.
Okay. He said you did so several
not
times.
violating
You
any
let me talk,
traffic
or
and bro.
Okay.
You have me detained on the side of the road, and you don't want to listen to me. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, I just got pulled over. Did you hear what he said? It was a well-being check. He pulled me over for my own well-being. And then I wouldn't stop talking. And since I wouldn't stop talking, that enraged the sergeant, and he could no longer listen to the person complaining. These fucking ass. Alright, we're gonna go to the PD. How about that? You guys want to go to the police department? We're gonna go to the police department. And
Thank you for watching until the end of the video on a quiet stretch of road in DeLand, Florida, a town where over 80% of the population is white and once regarded as peaceful. An incident occurred that should alarm anyone who believes in the rule of law. A driver with no violations and no signs of criminal behavior was pulled over for a so-called well-being check with no legitimate basis. No apology was given, only a puzzling silence from the police. He didn't shout, he didn't panic, but with every word, every demand to speak to a supervisor, every pointed question, he proved he wasn't just any citizen. He was living proof of the power of legal knowledge. This was not an isolated case. Statistics show that in many US states, over 20% of traffic stops result in no findings of violations. And among those, thousands of citizens are unaware that they have the right to refuse, the right to remain silent, and the right to demand a legitimate reason. If you ever find yourself in a similar situation, remember, stay calm, record the entire interaction, ask clearly why you are being stopped, and do not hand over documents unless there is a clear legal justification. Now is the time to stay alert, to speak up, and to protect your rights. Don't forget to subscribe to Mr. White for more real-life situations about ID refusal and civil rights. And drop a W in the comments below if you believe knowledge is the most powerful weapon against abuse of authority.